The Marvels had their opening weekend box office projection come out last week, a number of days ago, and it didn't look great. New projections have been handed out, and they're, depending on how you look at it, significantly better than the old projections, but still coming in quite low. Let's take a look at this. The box office projections that came out a little while ago were showing that the Marvels could open as low as $50 million, but could be as high as $75 million. The newest projections that are being reported in Deadline now for the Marvels is a low of $75 million, which is $25 million higher than the previous low, all the way up to $80 million, which is not much higher than what the previous high point was, but still 75 to 80 is significantly better than 50 to 75 million. Now, you got to keep those numbers in context though. Remembering that the opening weekend for Captain Marvel was $153 million. So even if the Marvels comes in near the top of this new range, which is significantly better than the last projections, still it's going to come in significantly lower. Again, we looked at this chart before, but I think it's worth looking at it now. Let's look at the last 10 MCU movies and what their opening weekends were. You had Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with 118 million, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania with 106, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever with 181, Thor: Love and Thunder with 144, and Doctor Strange 2 with 187. Spider-Man: No Way Home, of course, one of the biggest opening weekends in cinematic history at $260 million. The Eternals, not such a great opening weekend. I mean, good for most movies, but not for a Marvel film at 71 million. Shang-Chi with 75, Black Widow with 80, and Spider-Man: Far From Home at 92. So at the top end of this new range for the Marvels, it's going to come in around or higher than Eternals, Shang-Chi, right around Black Widow, in the neighborhood of Spider-Man: Far From Home. So the numbers are going up. I thought the projections might go up a bit. They might even go up a bit further. Because remember, when people first started asking me about it, it's like, hey, how come the advanced sales for the Marvels is so low? I'm like, I'll be honest with you, dude, I didn't even know the tickets were on sale. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. So the question, though, is that we got to face at the moment is, so why is it that the Marvels, even though the tracking is going up, is still coming in pretty poor for a Marvel film? I mean, I guess if this was a DCEU movie, an opening weekend projection of 75 to 80, they'd be popping bottles. But this is a Marvel movie, and this is a poor showing for a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. So why is it? I want to propose the three reasons. And there are more, but these are the three that come to mind right now. Why, even though the projections are going up, why I still think it's showing relatively poorly compared to other MCU films. The first thing is undeniable that you can't get around. It's the state of the MCU right now. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opened with 106. The movie that featured Kang in it. And even Guardians of the Galaxy 3, a fantastic movie, by the way. And the third part of a beloved franchise. And it did real well at the box. It made over 800 million at the box office, but it only opened to about 118 million. And since then, we've had Secret Invasion, which has been another lackluster performer for Marvel. I mean, to put it kindly, it was lackluster. And just the state of the MCU right now is not what it was 5 years ago. I honestly don't think anybody disagrees with that, right? Like the state of the MCU right now is not as healthy or robust as it was like 4, 3, 5 years ago, right? So I think that's one of the contributing factors. The second contributing factor is this, is that audiences are looking at this and feeling that if they're going to come into this movie, they're going to come in behind. Look, I had somebody on Open Mic yesterday write in and say, John, and it's a fair question. They're saying, John, when the first Guardians of the Galaxy came out, nobody knew who the Guardians were. So why was that not a problem for Guardians of the Galaxy, but audiences not knowing who Photon or Ms. Marvel are for the new Marvels movie? Isn't it the same situation? And what I said on Open Mic was, actually, no, they're remarkably not similar at all. They're not similar situations because in Guardians of the Galaxy, when Guardians of the Galaxy Season 1 started, or when Mandalorian Season 1 started, you had a movie or a show coming out that everybody knew this is a show or a movie that everybody is starting from scratch, right? You don't feel behind. Nobody looked at Guardians of the Galaxy and said, will I be already behind if I come in to watch this? No, because everybody knew it was a totally new story, totally new characters. It was starting right from fresh. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. The Marvels is more like Ahsoka in a way. You know, where Guardians was more like Mandalorian, the Marvels is kind of like Ahsoka because people are looking at it and they probably didn't watch, you know, Ms. Marvel or WandaVision. A lot of them probably don't have Disney Plus, but they know those two characters have already had shows. And a lot of people are wondering, am I already going to be starting from behind? Do I have to go back and do homework now like you do with a lot of shows and movies? Do I have to go back and do homework and watch Ms. Marvel and watch WandaVision? By the way, you should be watching both of those anyway. But people are asking, do I have to do homework? Am I going to come into this movie and already be behind and lost because there's two of the three main characters are characters that have already had stories on the screen that I didn't see. And that is a problem. I've had some of you guys writing to me about that. So that's going to be one of the factors as well. So one of the factors is the weakened current state of the MCU. Second factor is a lot of audiences are going to feel like if they go into this, they're already going to be behind because there's characters that they've never watched that have already had stories on screen that other audiences have seen. The third one is this: no marketing. John, I've seen trailers. Oh yeah, they put out some trailers. But you know what you haven't seen? Any interviews. You haven't seen them doing the promotional tours. They've had no second level marketing. They haven't been able to do the late night circuit. They haven't been able to have junkets. They haven't been able to do one of these heartbeat things that most movies need to do. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy came out to 118 million, but you had Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana and James Gunn and Dave Bautista. You had them going out, like talking to everybody with a microphone, promoting the film.
Also social media stuff, you know, that's huge.
Yes, that's become like such a prominent thing as well. The individual performers' own social media.
Yeah. And then they do funny little things, so it just gets in your mind, you know.
That they just can't do. By the way, you see Ryan Reynolds getting around that issue? By making fun of his own kid.
Yeah.
He's promoting his own stuff by not promoting his own stuff and just abusing his kid, which I thought was hilarious. If you guys haven't seen that, go look it up. It's really, really funny. Anyway, so they've literally not been able to, they've dropped out trailers, but every second, third level of marketing, they haven't been able to do at all. And that is going to have an impact. It's not the difference between having a $70 million opening and a $270 million opening. It's not that big, but it is significant. I would propose that it's significant enough that it could be the difference between the Marvels opening to $80 million and opening to Guardians of the Galaxy 3 numbers of 110, 118. So that's been a part of it as well. I said there were three, and those are the three main ones. The MCU's in a weakened state. Not as many people are going out to see MCU right now. A number of the audiences are feeling like they're already behind on this, so they would have to do homework to see it. Number three, absolutely no promotional materials going on for this. No interviews, no second level promotion, nothing. None of that is going on. I also want to suggest a fourth one. While I believe that Captain Marvel, the movie that made over $1 billion at the box office, and by the way, it's so funny watching people who didn't want Captain Marvel to make over $1 billion at the box office cry and make excuses. Well, it only made a billion because of this, and it only made, really? Because lots of other movies have had advantages and never made $1 billion. Anyway, deal with it. Captain Marvel made over $1 billion. Now, I don't personally think Captain Marvel was a top-tier MCU film. I thought it was good. I liked it, but it wasn't top-tier MCU. And I think there are a lot of people who felt about Captain Marvel the way I did. It was good. Some people felt less good. Some people didn't like the movie. So I don't ever think there was a reality that Captain Marvel 2, whether it was called Captain Marvel 2 or The Marvels, I don't think there was ever a reality that Captain Marvel 2 was also going to be $1 billion film. So I think that that's part of the reality here as well, that you're not going to get as many people as excited about running out to see it as they were maybe for the first time around. Because again, I thought the movie was good, but it didn't exactly blow the doors off like, say, something like Shang-Chi did. So yeah, those are some of the reasons why I think we're seeing this. By the way, I'm going to go on record right now. I think we're going to see the projections go up again. And I think we're going to see them go up fairly significantly if in the next 3 weeks before the movie comes out on November 10th, if I don't think it's going to happen, but if the actor strike ends, let's say the actor strike ends in 10 days from now, which I don't think it will, but if it did, that can make a big difference. But yeah, it's still going to end up being kind of low for an MCU film. And that's just the reality of it. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.